Hello, this is our app PuzzlePeace, which aims to help in addressing the challenges associated with meltdowns in autistic individuals. And I'm Sydney.
I'm Sharon.
I'm Jeremy Garcia.
I'm Jeremy Soriano.
And I'm Kendall.
So this is our landing page for someone who has just downloaded the app and doesn't have an account or hasn't logged into their account yet. So we can go ahead and create a new account by clicking Get Started. And so here, Jeremy can enter an email, a name, and a password. And then after he's done with that, he can hit the Create Account button. And on the left, after he's done that, you can see that our database and Firebase updates with that information. And so right here, Jeremy can go ahead and enter in his first child in our Add Child page. You can enter in the name, birth date, and a profile picture for the individual child. And so once he's done that, he can click the Submit button. And here on the child select page, you can see that Alice is populated in there, and all of that information for her is on the left in the database as well. So if he wants to go ahead and add one more kid, and all of these children are stored in the user's account. So yeah, if you just want to submit, and you can see it populates in the database and shows up on the child select page. So Jeremy can go ahead and select one of the children, and I'll pass it off to him next.
All right, so yeah, this is the home page for when you enter your child. And we don't currently have any entries, so let's add some. With this button here is our new entry page. So as you can see, it prompts for general details first, location, date, and time. And it will prompt also for triggers, behaviors, and resolutions, because this is the important data we want to log for entry. We have some validation implemented. So for instance, if you submit entry without entering location, it specifies that you should enter location there. But we do give the option to leave the other attributes empty in case the caregiver wants to quickly log something, so they only have to input the necessary details. So let's get started with an example entry. We can say a meltdown occurred at school. And it defaults already to current date and time. If we wanted to change the time, we can do so simply like this. And we can log different days like that. And yeah, we have a very simple interface to log the triggers, behaviors, resolutions with just these select buttons here. And we do have the option to modify the default triggers, behaviors, resolutions with this page here. But we can go into more details with this if we go over the settings page. So we just keep logging here. On this, we can select intensity level with this bar here, and we can have an example note right here, and let's submit. As you can see, it submits there. It's also updated in our stats page. We can go into more details later. And let's add one more entry just to show that we can leave some fields empty. Let's say we don't know the triggers, we can leave that empty. Let's say that we have hitting and clicking as the main behaviors. And let's say resolution is counted to 10. And we can also leave the note field empty. And that will be valid data. All right, so I'll head it up to Sharon to go over the previous entry interface in this homepage.
So this is the homepage after adding logs. You can see the child's previous logs here. So if you add more, you can scroll through them, but since there's only two, you can't really scroll. So if you click on, oh, you can't scroll. So if you click on them, you can actually see them in a larger focus. So you can see everything in detail. And then you can also exit out of that. And if you click on the child's name, you can see that you can change in between your different children, and you can also add a child from here. Now I will pass it on to Jeremy for stats page.
So with the stats page, we intend for the user to be able to get some insights about the general behaviors, triggers, and resolutions that their child experiences over time. And you can see by looking at the database and on the page that we're able to make this data responsive and update live as we enter more entries. So with John, for example, we've had 2 entries, so therefore we've had 2 meltdowns total across the span of their child existence on the app. But we also have fields for what the most common trigger was, what the most used resolution was, as well as some pie chart breakdowns of each of these categories. If you scroll down further, we can see that there are pie charts that correspond to the triggers, behaviors, and resolutions of the child. And with that, I'll just pass it on to Kendall, who will discuss the settings.
All right, so if Jeremy will go to the settings page, you can see that for the main account holder, who would be the caretaker of the child, there's options to change the name, picture, or reset the password. And for each of the children that the caretaker has put into their app, they can change their name, birthday, and picture as well, and customize their triggers, behaviors, and resolutions. So as Jeremy showed, this can also be done from a new entry, so that if a new trigger, behavior, resolution comes up as they're putting it in, they can add it from right there. But here's how you would customize it. You can hit the add button for any of the triggers, behaviors, and resolutions. And these are all of the default ones, but these can be deleted if they're not relevant to the caretaker's child. Or, yeah, so maybe delete like bright lights, for example. And you could add a new one, for example, toy taken away could be a possible trigger that comes up. And so this will be added and the changes can be saved to see that now toy taken away is an option of a possible trigger and bright lights is not an option. So you can also click add behavior just from the new entry page, and you can do that all right here as well. Right. See, that allows for more customization to the specific child's needs, and that would change for each individual child. Also, we can log out to show we have functionality for if you have forgotten a password, you can click there and enter an email to help reset your password. All right. So may take a moment, but hopefully we should see that email. All right. So as you can see there, a link to reset the password has been sent to the email that was input. So that concludes our live demo. We'll go on to our individual responsibilities now.
My contributions, they were the UX and UI design. I conducted user research by looking through various community posts such as Facebook and Reddit, and also YouTube videos about autistic meltdowns, triggers, behaviors, and resolutions. I also designed drafts 1 and 2 for the low fidelity prototypes and created the high fidelity prototype on Figma. I also implemented the previous entry page where users can see their previous meltdown logs.
For my contributions, I implemented the following pages: the login page, which allows users to log in; the sign up page, which allows them to sign up for an account; the add child page, which enables the addition of children to their user account; the select child page, which enables the display and selection of the children to be able to view; and the forgot password page as well, which enables users to reset their password if they forgot it. And I also helped set up storage in Firebase for the backend storage of photos for each individual child attached to an account.
All right, and so for my contributions, I implemented a new entry page to enable users to log meltdowns. Also, the child homepage I coded to display previous meltdown summaries and all those other functions such as switching between children and clicking on each summary to view the whole previous meltdown. I implemented the settings page to allow users to alter account and child profile information. I assisted with backend functionality, primarily calls to the Firebase database and connected with the front-end components we all made. And finally, I assisted with various integrations, such as haptic feedback for your phone to vibrate when you're selecting certain buttons, keyboard avoiding views, so that when you're inputting text, the keyboard doesn't hide certain text input, and overall styling consistency throughout the application. And I integrated all this throughout the application to optimize user experience.
For my contributions, I dealt mostly with the backend and the statistics parts of the app. So I helped plan and implement the data retrieval scheme for the statistics. I also implemented the front-end visualization of stat reports by using external libraries that help me create certain pie graphs and other charts. I also assisted in connecting the Firebase database to our front end by writing multiple queries that were used throughout the application.
All right. For my contributions, I helped to discuss the original idea during the design phase with our target users, which would be caretakers, so parents and teachers of autistic children. And with that, helped develop the user interface design to be how we wanted it to look, so that it best would help parents and teachers to log things quickly. I created the customization pages where you could customize the triggers, behaviors, and resolutions for each individual child within the application. And I designed some real-world testing, so coming up with questions to ask our target users and document the feedback from those target users of the app.
Yeah, that should be everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.